Hello there, host International Delight here with host Zachary. And tonight we're going to talk about the ESFP personality type. This personality type has cognitive functions of extroverted sensing, followed by introverted feeling, then extroverted thinking, then introverted intuition in the fourth slot. What ought these people be like? I don't know any, I don't think, or if I do, I don't know that they are that. And Zachary's also indicated he's not sure much about them. So we thought we'd talk about it by analyzing the cognitive functions and see how they ought to behave based on what we know about the cognitive functions. So, Zach, you want to start?
Yeah. Well, since I leave it as E, I imagine they are sort of thrill seekers, or they're primarily interested in their external environment, right? So they want to maximize the amount of stimulation their external environment can provide them, and I imagine that's going to lead them into areas such as um, parties, shopping malls, carnivals, festivals. I don't know, but
Do you think
drugs.
do you think that SE people, if you lead with SE or NE, that you're impulsive, that that's a shared thing between SE and NE?
Hmm. I think people with if you have TI next to it, I think that you're less likely to be impulsive. But I think that yeah, in general, I think that um, it definitely seems to correlate with impulsiveness. I mean, my brother's an ESTP, and he is the most impulsive person I know. Like he's seriously the sell your car for gas money type. I mean, that's the ESTP.
Well, I know an ESTP as well. My drummer's an ESTP, and I wouldn't call him that. I would say that he likes very earthy kind of stuff. Like he likes earthy humor, like slapsticky kind of humor, and he's into cars and mechanics and stuff. Being a mechanic and a car mechanic.
My brother's in the cars as well. He's really
Uh,
into anything mechanical.
but that makes sense for an SETI combo or SE even
Well,
TE.
then an FI is going
SETE.
to an F.
But FI,
Well, FI is going to be more about values, and they're going to be not only instead of viewing the world through an internal logical framework, they're going to be viewing it through their own internal values and ethics, and I
so it's
guess
going to
they're
be
going to
like, well,
be.
right now you're not making me feel good, so that's why I punched you in the face.
Hmm,
I mean, is it going to be like that? It's going to be. Are they going to be disloyal? Is the SEFI combo going to culminate in disloyalty?
I think one thing I think they would get bored easily because they lead with SE, so they're looking for external experience, right? External stimulation. And with their FI right next to it, they're going to be aware of their own internal feelings. If they like, let's say if they're in a romantic relationship, I think they would be prone to sort of if the relationship is not meeting their expectations or it's not fulfilling them, they will be quick to end it because they have their eye so high in their stack.
Fosca says they have no patience for TI.
That makes sense.
It does make sense. ESFPs would have no patience for TI because they don't think they should have to be held to some sort of consistent objective standard if they're both fixated on how they feel and in the moment how they feel right now based on what's happening right around them right now. I mean, I guess that one advantage of being an ESFP by this analysis would be I bet they find it very easy to make the loop when watching make the leap. I'm sorry, make the leap when watching television programs and or movies. Do you think that's possibly the case?
What do you mean by make the leap?
I mean, sometimes when you're watching something, uh, you're you're not really you're not fully into it. You're still detached and removed from it and analyzing it.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Some stories you more make the leap and you're kind of like, oh my gosh, like that kind of thing is making the leap rather than watching how they're doing what they're doing. I would guess that ESFP would find it easy to make the leap. Files guy says they make good groupies. Let's get us some, Zach.
Where are they at? Where are the ESFPs at? The mall? Where
Probably.
they usually hang out? Yeah, probably the mall.
Who actually I typed as ESFP, I think, is one of my students, Evelyn.
Evelyn?
Evelyn, and I will tell you this: she is very, very concerned with her appearance and her clothes, and I see her adjusting herself all the time, like checking, looking at her shirt and adjusting it a little bit this way and that way, and stuff like that. So she's and when I interviewed her, she indicated that she liked them all, like you're saying. So maybe she is ESFP, and she's a goofball. She's fun though. I like her. She's a nice kid, um, and she's a
Yeah,
decent debater.
ESFPs.
When you hammer it into her, she's a decent debater. You gotta kind of like force her to pay attention to that. But
Do you think the ESFPs enjoy coming off as sort of like almost goofy like, or just goofy is probably not the right word. I feel like INTPs and ENTPs are the goofballs, so to speak. Right? Like they're goofy. They are goofy. Like but other types of ESFPs are probably fun loving, so to speak. You know? I mean, goofy.
right.
I don't see like
I mean,
goofy to me is like. Go on.
Evelyn. I mean, she laughs a lot. She talks about simple stuff with her friends. Unlike the NT debaters that I have, who usually will talk about debate stuff. All right. Well, I've momentarily lost Zachary.
What about now? Am I good?
Yeah, you're back. Yep, you're back. So, yeah, she doesn't have like a complicated or. Okay, well, it's okay because I'm recording it, so it'll be on the video fine. Thank you, though, for letting me know. Um, yeah, it's not a terribly. Yes, it will. Bile skies. Hey, hey, hey. Um, uh,
They're
yes.
very like the ooh shiny. I think
Yeah,
they're like that.
Ooh Shiny. Ooh Shiny is a good way to put it.
Hmm.
We should title this one ESFPs. Ooh, Shiny.
Ooh, shiny. Yeah, yeah, that's definitely yeah. Um, like here's one thing that this is an experience I had with my ex. I'm pretty sure she was an ESFP. We went and walked around this lake trail. It was a walking trail by this lake that's nearby. Okay, and we were walking around and we sat down on this bench, and we were just sitting there, and she asked me, "What do you think about those rocks over there?" And I was like, "What rocks?" And she like pointed to these stack of rocks that were stacked up perfectly. And I was like, "Oh my God, like I can't believe you just pointed that out. Like what? Like I wonder who did that." And she was like, "I mean, they've been stacked all the way down through the trail. You didn't see them?" Like as it was so obvious to her. And I didn't even notice, but I looked behind us and I like walked back, and she was right. Like at every interval, there were like a stack of rocks, perfectly stacked, and it blew my mind that she was able to identify that. Whereas like I didn't. I mean, I would not even have guessed. There's no way I would have noticed that.
Your eyes were open, but they were not seeing the external world. You're inside your head. You were doing stuff. You were busy while your feet were moving and your
Yeah.
eyes were open, walking down the path. The thing is, I might or might not notice that. It depends. If I watch myself on these videos, my eyes are constantly scanning the environment in ways that I suspect INGP's eyes usually aren't. I think you guys are more
Well, I
detached
think my
from the moment.
I think my eyes scan my environment, but I'm not like focused on my environment when I'm doing it. Like I'm not. My eyes move, but that's more of like something that's like a habit. You know, it's
Well,
like
it's as simple as
when my
this.
eyes look around. That's a habit of mine. Yeah.
Shit you see doesn't disrupt your thought process as much, right?
Mhm.
When you are going through when you're walking down that trail, if you're locked into TI, you're thinking, and things are you're less susceptible to interruption. For me, I'm walking down that trail, and I'm on one train of thought, and then I see a squirrel like that is doing something weird to another squirrel or something. I don't know. They're behaving oddly, and I go, huh, I wonder why those squirrels are doing that. And then I come up with very speculative ideas as to why it could be that. But then maybe I see something else and it fits in with that previous thing, and so I add that into it too. Or maybe I see something else and it doesn't, and so I go off on another tangent. Like it depends. Um, yeah, I can't block my environment out. But in particular, what I can block out, here's what I can block out. I can block out visual stuff. I cannot block out sounds. If I'm trying to do anything, including having a conversation with another person, and there's a TV on in the background, which censors love. They love having the TV on in the background. I can't do it. I go what I my brain short circuits. The audio only though. The TV could be on with no audio, no problem. I ignore that.
I'm trying to think like, as I think I definitely noticed it. Like I remember one instance we were recording a video a while back, and my brother knocked on my door while we were recording it, and I thought, I mean, I kept going, but I thought like I definitely noticed it, and I was like, I hope that stops soon. But I was doing, I'm definitely more. If it's a dichotomy, right? Like if it's like either visual or audio or audible, like you're primarily distracted by either visual or audible. I would. The latter is definitely. I mean, I'm not very distracted by visual things at all.
Right.
Like I just
Well,
don't.
I was having a conversation the other evening with somebody, I don't remember who it was, and talking about earliest memories. I think Lorenz was here maybe, or Unify. Unify was here. Files guys might have been here too. I don't know. And my earliest memories, I listed three of them, and I was struck after I listed them. I hadn't thought about it before, but that all three of them were auditory memories. First being from preschool, remembering lying on the mat and them singing this song where they sang. It went, Eric is a very good rester. Zachary is a very. They went around to the kids lying on the mats and sing their name. There is a very good rester. And I remember that. That's my earliest memory. My second memory is a memory of me using violence against somebody, and it was also preschool. And it was because I was trying to sing louder than the other kid. I didn't like the fact that he was trying to sing louder than me, and I ended up hitting him with a rock. Anyway, and then the third memory that I have an early memory is a kindergarten memory when we were lying on the mats again, and it was around Christmas time, and they had somebody come around by the door and jingle sleigh bells. And those are my three earliest memories that I can ascertain. They all are auditory.
Lorenz asked me how far I can go back. That's really interesting that your memories are auditory. That's really interesting.
Well, they're
My
not
first
entirely
memory,
auditory, but they're cued by that for sure. Go ahead, sorry.
yeah, I guess that's a better way to put it. I mean, it's not like you lack the visual input of those memories.
But the visuals are very minimal.
They're
Um,
unimportant.
they're unimportant, right? I don't
My
remember
first,
anything from the mat except the song and lying there and being kind of brown. That's all I really remember.
I was sitting in one of the kid like tables, right, where you're strapped in so you can't get out and move. And I had this truck, and I was like playing with it. And I remember my brother walked over, took it from me, and I was crying because he wouldn't give it back. And the whole memory is I remember crying and like struggling to get out, and I couldn't. And that's the earliest memory I
Or your brother abusing you.
have. I wouldn't say abusing, just
Well, yeah,
like
okay, yeah. So how old do you think you were? I'm losing audio again. Well, it's just me on this video for a moment as my internet friends recovered their connectivity. Are you back? How old do you think you were?
Uh, I'm not sure. Maybe well, I got a few other memories. I know I had to like I have another memory of waking up. I woke up and I remember hearing people in my living room, and it was probably my parents talking. And I got out of my bed and I had shit in my diaper, and I walked over to my toy box and I sat down and it was squishy. I remember it being squishy. And I was like sitting and just like kind of hopping up and down, just feeling a squish against my little baby ass. That's all I remember in that
That
memory.
must be young, man. That must be like the latest two, probably. Or
I also
maybe,
have very
maybe
vague
three.
memories of having my diaper changed. Very, very vague memories of that.
Well, see, I have another memory of when I think I was about 3 years old. I have a memory of meeting my friend Dave Porter, who I'm still friends with, at his driveway. Um, I'm not sure about that memory. I feel less clear about it. Like, I know it happened. I'm not sure if that's like a real memory or a constructed memory or something.
Yeah, see, I don't know if my memories are constructed or not. I'm pretty sure the toy one was not constructed, but I really don't know. I feel like the diaper changed one, like getting my diaper changed, I feel like those are constructed because I can imagine myself getting my diaper changed and what it would probably feel like, what it would be like. So it's hard for me to determine whether or not I constructed that or if that was a real thing.
It's
You know what I'm
easy for
saying?
you to visualize it because you weren't potty trained until you were 10 years old. Um, Lorenz makes a good point. He said he feels as though his TI interferes with the accuracy of his memory, or something like that. What do you think about that, Zach?
Hmm. How do you mean interfere?
Well, let me see what it says exactly. Introverted thinking throws off my memory, is what he actually said. His memory is on him, is trying to pin him down, and then he uses TI to throw it off. Being detached from the external. So it's like,
You think people with SI in their function stack are less likely to take photographs?
that's a good question. Are we still talking about ESFPs? This is that video?
Yeah.
All right, let's stop this video then. Okay, so ESFPs. Hey, you're all right. All right,
You're okay. You're impulsive, but
you're
you're
fun.
okay.
You're
You're fun.
fun.
You're fun.
You
In
like to
short, you're
laugh.
fun.
You like to laugh. You like to look nice. You like to have lots of friends. You like to chill. You like to go out and do stuff. You probably aren't watching this video. You don't have time for that. You got some new blouse to buy. So enjoy your trip to the mall, and we'll see you later. What? Yeah. This is, oh, I see.
I
Like
wonder
that.
what the validity of socionics is, saying that ESFJs are like the dual ideal match for INTPs.
I think it's probably right on the money.